Hi, today we're going to take a look at the real life activity of an HMA account. It's one thing to talk in terms of how something works versus how it worked out. Now, if you're a numbers person, you're going to love this. Otherwise, I should warn you, it's going to take a little patience to follow me through this slideshow. I'm not the most exciting person to listen to, but if you look at this for the next 6 to 7 minutes, I guarantee you'll understand how and why this applies to so many people. I'm going to walk you through the transaction history of a mature HMA account that has been in play for 40 months. You'll get to see the real life history of how this program is built and how it is a true value when it comes time to pay medical bills. You'll see the contributions, the matching credits, the medical bills paid, and the incredible performance of a patented and trademarked product called the Health Matching Account. My name is John, and that's me, and I've been testing this program for over 3 years to ensure that on the day I decided to bring this program to market, that I could speak from real life experience. As someone in sales most of my life, I know the shortfall of salespeople who have non-experiential faith in what they sell. I feel it's important to have some skin in the game, not just the money, but the time and effort invested in vetting the integrity of its performance. I also want to mention if you go to healthmaverick.com, you'll find a ton of information there that'll support everything that I'm about to say here. So, what you're looking at is the transaction report from the day I started my HMA account until July 8th of 2023. You can see in the upper right my photo and my name. You can also see the account was initiated in March 2nd of 2020 over to the left. I chose a plan with the $15,000 target amount, and that required a monthly contribution of $198. Now that's a fixed amount, it never changes, and I happen to use a credit card that has rewards, so that works out pretty nice too. Now currently you'll see right in the middle there, I have almost $8,900 in the account and still need about $6,100 to reach my target goal. Now I inserted that arrow to point out that on the first 3 months, I was credited less than what I gave. Now let me show you why. This is the crediting schedule for the HMA 15,000 that I chose for myself. There are 11 different plans at varying target amounts, but this one worked for me. Each monthly contribution gets split into two categories when it's processed. Part goes to the company as a maintenance fee, and the rest goes to the medical component, which is credited to your account along with the matching percentage, which in this case is a $15 for a total of $165 into my account. On the spreadsheet, you'll see what's called a graduated crediting schedule. 10% higher each month as you go down that line there. This is a guaranteed crediting that you'll receive over a 35-month period provided there's no use of the account. Now that's not real life, so that's why I'm doing this overview. Nonetheless, you'll see that towards the back end of this program, down at the bottom of the page, are some very aggressive crediting numbers, and soon I'll show you my $705 monthly credit against my $198 contribution. So this is real interesting. Right down the bottom here, you'll see in June of 2020, I was credited $210. That was my fourth month in the program. As I moved along, I wanted to test it out at a few places I needed to visit, a chiropractor, Dr. Bill for an ear infection. On this page, you'll see that I went 7 months with no medical expenses, and in October of 2021, I received a $420 credit for my $198 contribution. Just notice that March 2nd, that'll be 1 year after I opened this account, I received a $315 credit. Here you'll see I had a couple of chiropractic visits in there, but not much happening except come May of 2022. Now I'm getting $525 for my little old $198. My second anniversary opening my HMA account on March 2nd of 2022, you'll see I received $495 credit into my account. Folks, this is pretty impressive. And that got all the way up to $600 here in November of 2022. And then you'll see some bills. A dentist visit, and up top there was an urgent care visit in November 2022 that found something suspicious. And of course, all manner of tests were to follow. And so I started going to visit more doctors. Then we have December, January, and February, all receiving very high crediting amounts. And in that time frame, I incurred $800 in medical bills, but fortunately, only 400 of that came from me. Medical bills are always big money, and they do add up very fast. And then March, exactly 3 years after I opened my plan, I received $705. And at this point, even though I had previous expenses that I had been using this card for, I was 107% to the good in my account. And then I started getting hit with some bills. I had a $7,500 deductible on my insurance plan, so when I went to the doctor for this little pain in the middle of my back, they started doing tests and found a nodule in my lung. And then next thing you know, I just felt like the wheels were coming off the wagon. And that began a run of tests and bills that, thankfully, even though my deductible was so high, I was only paying half because of the heavy crediting. And let me just say this, that during that period, on top of the stress of, am I sick? Which I wasn't, but they scare you. It was very comforting financially to have over $13,000 at my disposal for exactly these purposes. So from March to May, I had $5,500 in medical expenses, but only $2,700, a little bit more than that came from me. And this is going to get even more interesting in a minute. The bills just kept rolling in: lab fees for a biopsy, more hospital fees, a chiropractor visit, pharmacy, primary doctor, ear, nose, and throat specialist, totaling $1,400. Again, thankfully, only $700 of that came from me. And finally, my most recent credits in June and July at $525. So now, watch this. Wrap your head around this one for a second. If you take a look here, you'll notice that my total contributions over a 40-month period of $198 a month total up to $7,920. My expenses have totaled $8,260. In spite of that, I still have almost $8,900 in my account. And that's great because I'm looking at 2 dental implants with crowns and a cataract procedure in the very near future. So I'm excited about that because it's not going to take very much to recover all of that money that I spent. So since my last account credit was for $525, that means the next one's going to be for $540. You see, it's all very predictable. And in a world that's very unpredictable, I find that comforting. So back to this. In order to replace that money I used up, it'll only take $1,600 from me, with the rest coming from HMA crediting. Now, I'd also like you to notice that between months 30 and 31, rather than the 10% increase, that month has a 50% jump. So these last few months give you a huge boost to your credit numbers. As a matter of fact, in the last 5 months, which would be about $1,000 to me, I would get $3,500 in additional crediting. So if you were to do a little bit of planning in this area, you could save thousands of dollars over time getting things done that you need or want to get done from the medical world. And the doctors don't care because they're getting the full amount on their end. Everyone wins. You're not getting discounted service. So we're just getting ready to wrap it up here, but I would like to mention a couple of things before we finish up. And that is that, many people in the world put off procedures because of price. It might be a medical or it might be a cosmetic procedure, but out of pocket medical is always big money. So the question becomes, what if you could legitimately cut the cost of these procedures in half? This is one of the only solutions I've ever seen, not only for middle income people, but for the paycheck to paycheck families to protect themselves from medical expenses. People don't like thinking about bad things happening, so they always underestimate their likelihood. Folks, I'm telling you, it's better to be ready than to have to get ready. So if you feel like you're ready to get your plan started, there's 11 different plans you can choose from. All you have to do is go to healthmaverick.com and select the plan that you want to enroll yourself in. The question is very simple. However, a lot of you are still going to have questions, and if you want to talk to me, I'll gladly work with you on the phone, a Zoom meeting, or if you're local to me, I'll even visit with you and meet with whomever else wants to weigh in on the matter. And I realize that talking on the phone isn't that popular anymore, but I do enjoy it, and I promise you I will do more listening than talking to make sure I'm understanding all of your concerns. So I'm very open to a call. And if you've made it this far, congratulations. I want to thank you for taking your valuable time to learn about something I'm very passionate about because it changes the landscape of care in a very different way for anyone who wishes to benefit by these results. So thank you. Have a wonderful day.